Hey everybody, a little quick update. It is, what is it? Okay, Google, what's the date? Hey everybody, quick update. It is October 11th. It is Saturday. Yesterday, Friday, I went to check the mail and I have the approval notice for Marilou. This is a copy. Um, the original is put in my important folders. But what an amazing day. You can have lots of bad things happen. This has been anxiety. I see that it did go through. I see that it did go through Texas, which I think everybody said was the fastest. I thought maybe it went through California, which I was worried would be god awful. Um, Notice of action, Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, uh, approval notice. I don't know if this is even showing up for you, but valid from 10/3 to 2/2/2026. So it says in here some information um, of what our next steps are, but this is the main thing we've been waiting for. And you know how the government is; they don't tell you much. Um, and Marlou was up for some reason yesterday, so I was holding the phone as I went to check the mail, brought it back, sitting at the table as I start going through what's mostly bills and advertisements for the local grocery stores. And here I see this immigration. I'm like, Marlou, oh my God, look, it's here. And so we opened it together, and yeah, it was a sappy, romantic, emotional time. Well, for me, the older I get, I seem to be really, I don't know, what do you call it, hormones or something, some kind of changes. Uh, but this was just so important to have that come. So now that is also getting sent to Manila, from what I understand. It goes to a place. I don't have my glasses on. I think it goes to a place in Rochester, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I think it then gets sent to Manila Embassy, and they will schedule the health or well, for the embassy in Manila is a. Can I talk? For the embassy in Manila is an interview, which I think they're just trying to make sure everything's good. Just with the YouTube alone, I mean, there's scammer people out there, I guess, but with the YouTube channel and our history, it's obviously not a scam. So I expect that interview to go very easily. And then there's a health check to schedule during that same week, so she's going to have to take that god awful bus. Well, heck, I may as well move around a little. We have had rain. Since I have been back from the Philippines, I swear the rain has followed me. We have had record rainfall in Arizona, and which is good. We need it. And me being gone for 2 months, a lot of my stuff was dead and in trouble. Um, my water pump is broken. I thought maybe all my fish were gone, but I have seen some in there. There's still some alive. So my pond was really low. The rose bushes looked awful. They're already coming back in just a couple weeks. The peach tree, lots of bees all around there, but that probably doesn't show up. Um, oh, it's even starting to get some fruits on it. That's donut peach. I'll see if I can zoom in later. That one in the back there, that's not looking too hot. But with me, I have so much, it really doesn't matter. I am just so excited that that thing has come through. I believe that she will possibly be here in the next 3 months. maybe the new year kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not often you have sitting water out here, but that's what we have. And I see I have a light on. I should go turn that off. So, so main point, update of life. Marilou is really excited, really happy. I can't wait to start videoing some long form videos, you know, from picking her up to bringing her on a motorcycle, a real motorcycle on paved roads. um, how cool will that be? To bring her to a Walmart, just to go to a restaurant. Oh my God, so many restaurants. And you know, I've always thought the GoPro did just fine with its microphone, but I put this thing on here just to test and see how good it is. I'm cleaning up this mess. There's so much weeds and vines. The grass has died, but it's coming back a little bit. I think any green left, I took off a lot of dead stuff. Is not from the, well, no, that's those damn vines. Just a crazy rope kind of vine that I have to go through here and clear out everything. We're going to end up having a lot of home renovation stuff. With Marilou here, she's such a tough girl, you know. She's willing to get in there and do stuff. We're going to close off this driveway, and we are going to put a swimming pool in here. Probably move the hot tub away or have something different. Maybe it'll just be a swimming pool down here, keep the hot tub up there. But I've been having fun with AI, researching a lot of different possibilities. Actually, it did one with a swimming pool over here, looked amazing. And I never even thought about a pool there. Hi, kitty. How are you? But yeah, I have a lot of dead stuff. And that vines is overtaking a lot of things in here. I have barrel cactuses, Argentina cactus in there, a lot of stuff. Hi, how are you? How you doing? Crazy cat. What else? Marilou coming. She'll do the health check. That come here. So many things to video. I still have I have so many gigabytes I'm transferring to the cloud and this and that, but I still have a lot of videos I could make of the last trip. But I've been trying to take care of things, and for good. Now I'm glad. I thought, you know, I'm going to start cleaning things up, clean up my kitchen sink counter, all the things that since I've been alone that I kind of let go because it's just me. No more laundry on the whoa, well, will you quit walking right in front of where I go? Seriously, what are you thinking? um I don't know what I'll edit or what. You just ran into me, you nut. What's wrong with you? Can I get this? Oh, now you're not going to do it. Heck. And what animal is climbing up the car now? What the heck? For God's sakes. I think that was probably that cat. I had this in my garage, and I never put it up. I had intended to put it up over there, but I didn't. I had gotten this from one of the construction sites. I had gotten the flat stone from another site. So I just need to put in 2 more, and I've made a cool looking shelf. So that will be awesome. I'm almost ashamed because I have such a mess of things. A lot of pretty things growing. There's good stuff in here, but it just looks like a jungle now. Like I say, I'll have to edit out what I don't want you to see. But I like this roof up here. This, why leave it sitting in the garage, you know? I meant it for the front of the porch. Some of the stuff that gets too much sun in those 100-degree days and would help some of those plants. But this is nice for just shade over vehicles too. So this willow had broken off in a storm, and in a year's time, this is what has come up as a nice, I like that one. That is my mess of blocks and all that kind of stuff. But look at the view of the mountains over there. This is an excellent place for a casita or, you know, another place. '55 plus down there, that they don't bother anybody. How are you guys? Go for a walk, huh? So yes, if I ever get my skid steer working, I can start pushing all this stuff down. But right now it just looks like a god-awful mess. I'll have to see. Will I share with you this mess? I don't know. But I guess that would be part of the before and after. You'd say, oh my God, what an awful mess now. See what happens when we fix it up. I have much more, what do you call it? Much more, not anxiety. There's much more excitement to doing things, finishing things up, knowing that it'll be two of us. Yeah, we've had so much rain. It's crazy. These are all stuff that I have kept. There are good rocks in here, boulders, that you wouldn't want to get rid of. And now what is that? Why is there like a key looking hole in that one? That's like the weirdest thing. I've never seen that. Wonder what that's all about. But good rocks to be used. This could be for the future swimming pool. There's good river rock in here. You just have to go through it. Good flagstone. Oh heck, I have flagstone. There's more fill. More fill. Look at all the flagstone. And I know you're all saying, oh my God, what an absolute mess. But I'm telling you, you'll see I'll use all this stuff for something. Outdoor carpet, premium outdoor carpeting that you can splice together, which is nice because then you don't have maintenance. Look at you. Boy, it's walking on there pretty good. I think it's done that before. I have quarter minus, more flagstone, pallets that I want to make chicken coop out of. But there's been a lot of raccoons coming to the porch at night. 3, 4, 5. Certainly a mom and dad and 3 babies. But I have a lot of wood here to use for something. If I had a planer, I was going to put some under the front porch at the roof. Look at that saguaro. I sure been through heck, but it keeps on going. The view of the mountains. Yes, I'm a hoarder, pack rat person. This middle island sure is a mess. I have all these pots to grow different things. This is what I should be putting all those pups in. There's probably 3 citrus trees in there. 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of stuff in here. I've got different things in these pots. And but the vines and all that I got to get out. I got to get all that out so I can maintain it. Maybe put plastic and that fake carpeting over it so it can't grow back again. My grapes were without water for a long time, but thankfully now that I've been back, I see some new life coming. So I don't know how far living we are, but I really love that variety of grapes, so just seeing some life there is huge. And this I kind of cleared away. It was so full of nightshade and others. This was a great big plate I got at a garage sale. I had made a gong looking thing out of it, because those are really expensive. This was just a thing. Obviously, when I put this up here, you had a clear line of sight, but not anymore. This was all grown up. I used to come through here and sit on these chairs. Something had a nest under there. Probably a rabbit or something. I don't know how these cats don't get thistles in their feet. But this was a nice little spot to come out and look out. But everything's growing. I have mountains almost all the way around. The mesa in my one video is on, if the camera's right, is right there where there's a little bit of an upcropping. I guess I can zoom in. That's where the Hopi Indian multi-room village is. That doesn't seem like it from here, but that is so far up. And honestly, that video hasn't even gotten a lot of likes, or what do you call it, views. Like, I think it has 200 views. But I know it's not for everybody. These are all wild brush I've got to get in and cut out. This palm tree, I think, is a goner. Oh, there might be. We'll see what happens. We'll see if something comes back. That's an insanely huge, what do they call that? Variegated? It's not agave. Has those sharp things on, but that's just a huge one. And every time I look, here's a pup. Here's a pup from one here, so that should be pulled out. Here's another pup. There's some more pups. Oh my God, there's so many pups. You put them in a pot, and a couple years later, you got an easy $30 sale. You could blow them out for 20 bucks each. Those barrel cactuses, I mean, huge. This, I got a hole in the line. I need to get an actual proper liner, or this will become, well, no, I don't think that's going to be the swimming pool. Some of the AI designs, maybe I'll insert them in here. It's just quick little AI videos, but I've been having fun with that to see preliminary things. Here, I gotta make it somewhat nice so we're only, all we're doing is making things better, doing improvements. Although really, well, you got your home time, but then bringing her to the Grand Canyon, Sedona, that Jerome haunted, the most haunted hotel in the United States, I think they say. I forget how many thousands of people were killed or died in there. Not killed, but died. Here's another one of those great big ones. Not as big as that one, but it's still huge. Another one coming up there. Got a lot more rabbits showing up since I've been back. Of course, we know how they work. So I guess that's the biggest deal. We got this paper, and that's a historical important thing. Oh yeah, these mosquitoes have been nuts. Just, I'm from Minnesota. I know I'm used to mosquitoes, but I was so spoiled for like 4 or 5 years here where you never had mosquitoes. We have no-see-ums, which would go to some people, but they never seem to bother me for some reason. But something has changed in my blood or something, and I ordered one of these fly swatters like Marilou had. It actually works really good. I mean, you get going. There's one. Whoop. But I didn't get him. Well, that might have been a fly, but no, that's no fly. That's a damn... Okay, that's me going wildly after a mosquito and having no success at getting him whatsoever. Where was I? So life is such right now. So I'm going to keep on cleaning, keep on getting weeds out. I'm really pondering starting on a chicken coop, which I could try the time lapse on this GoPro and do it that way. And Lord knows the way I do with my ADD, I start something and I come back to it multiple times. But I really want some chickens. And then I wonder about these cats. I'd have to get older ones first, right? So these cats don't kill them. These are wild feral cats that are just used to me petting them over 2 years. Anybody, a car even drives in, they go hide. But they're hunters for sure. I mean, they see little birds, they go after them. And I see a lot of feathers sometimes, so it's probably what they were surviving on while I was gone. Now I'm feeding them, and then at night this cute skunk comes out and eats. I've only seen one of those. But they also eat snakes, which is good. The raccoons, I don't know if they eat snakes, but they sure scavenge. But I did Google today, and they definitely will kill chickens. So skunks will go in to get the little chicks or the eggs, especially. Raccoons are just predators, yeah, and they have a lot of ways of. You got to really dig down, put in some wire. I have a lot of this tiles and things that I keep, so I think I could put down those stepping stones so there's no way nothing could dig. Do I do like a 6 by, how big do I make it? That's the other question. But and should I use the existing fence far away, put it away from the house out there, so I just open the door in the morning? Hopefully they learn to go in there at night if they want to live. Otherwise they better fly up in a tree or something if they want to survive. But then if there's any crazy smells or whatever, at least it's away from the house. I don't know. I have to research, I swear in the Philippines they just run around. But the dogs and the well, and that's another thing. Should we have a rescue dog or something? But then what do I do the times that we go? Or are we not going? But well, isn't it great listening to somebody's thoughts? I did a short video about the approval, the paper. I think it got 100 views. I do a short about hot dogs. Nathan's famous, and I think that had 1,300 views. Um, it's just weird how things that I think would be really good are not no interest at all. And other crazy things get so much, you get like 30,000 views a month of just shorts, it's crazy. Um, and it's just a hobby. I mean, I would like to if it's gonna turn into something, fine, and I'll get better at editing and whatever. Maybe in my future retirement, I'll edit for somebody else who's really good. But as long as I keep learning, editing, AI stuff, I'm really trying to spend 15 minutes a day on on AI stuff, different apps, because I really am amazed at that. In just the last 5 months, where in the beginning fingers and hands, stuff like that, ears, you could really see a difference. You could tell it was AI. But in this 5 months or whatever, it is amazing. Very hard to tell, the difference. Usually, it's just because of the absurdity of it that you say, "Oh, that's AI. That's not really possible." But what was one yesterday? Guy sleeping on the chair, and there's a bear licking his face. I'm 98% sure that's AI, and it wasn't real. But it did look like a security camera. There's those mosquitoes eating me alive again. Um, because I had seen another one that was a security camera of a snake like going into this guy's mouth. Now that one I knew for sure. There's no snake going in any guy's mouth while he's sleeping on the porch. But just the fact there were two of those videos, which I might add had 100,000 some views, 30,000 likes, people in the comments believing that was a real thing, which is really scary when you think that what's it going to be like 6 months from now then? It has now, in 5 months, gone to an amazing place. I can literally I get eaten alive. I can literally put in the commands of what I want, and it will. I'll put some on here. Last night I was put in a boulder swimming pool, uh, where the gravel is, or I was just putting in some simple commands, and it makes a video, which really I just would be fine with a still picture. But so now this morning I'm finding myself taking pictures of areas I want to see redone, like in the backyard barbecue area, and it came up with some fairly decent stuff or some interesting things. Some things are just weird what it comes up with, but in that weirdness, 80% of it is very cool. But there's also options like fun. What was it? Fun, custom, if you add some words. Um, it's just amazing how you can take a picture and turn it into something. You know, whether your parents or whoever, that you can take an old picture and it'll even colorize it, make it vibrant. Um, that's really crazy. So it's a fun little playing around thing I've been doing. Um, all right, I'm gonna go make some eggs. Cats are gonna sleep. I put this bed up on the window. They've been liking that. Hope you all have a good day. That is my update. I don't think a lot of my subscribers watch my shorts. Maybe they do. I don't know. YouTube is a fickle thing. I don't know. I'm amazed that I get a check every month for all this absurdity, and that there's a small amount, but uh, I really very cool, you guys. I appreciate it. I hate when everybody says press the subscribe and do the like and the notifications. If you like it, you like it. I'm not gonna beg for viewership and all that. Um, if I wanted to start a channel with just doing this AI stuff, I could probably do really good. Um, Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do an anonymous one that nobody even knows that it's me. Because there is some really crazy things you can do. Um, but then again, you know what? I don't know. It doesn't thrill me. Not, you should do what you like, what you enjoy. I have my Class A license. Have had 30 years now. God, Jesus, is it long at 30, 40, 50, 30 years for sure. And I wonder if that's something. Do I want to find a company that has a more relaxed, long haul or something, and then bring her in the semi and show her the USA, and then of course we video along the ways of what we're doing, as long as the company I choose, is for that. Um, do I go buy my own semi truck, and do we do that? My sister, I used to help her with storage garages long before storage wars and all the televised stuff and the mattresses and the stuff, but a lot of cool stuff too. Uh, I watched this one, What the Hales, and it is fun. You never know what you might find. So would that be a future thing that me and Marilou do? Maybe we go, because I'm such a pack rat. Now that's something I would enjoy. So that would be fun. And then as we're unpackaging, you buy the unit, you got to get rid of the stuff, bring it home. Um, I should have a warehouse for that. And then you just resell stuff as you go through it, and you take pictures, put it on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, classified, but online, sell it online. I'm kind of thinking that might be something. Between the things that she gets to experience, and that would be kind of fun. Our first storage garage. Fail or plus, Um, and some people now everybody watches these shows, and they're probably paying way more than they should have for a storage unit, because everybody sees these shows and they think they buy it, they're going to get, all this, gold in a jewelry box somewhere in there, or this and that, or guns and things. Um, but it's a gamble, you know. Otherwise, just traveling, seeing places. But if you could travel and get paid while you're doing it, that would be pretty cool. That would be nice. Um, we have a small window of that before, and then somehow making a room for the kids, and then she'll probably fly back and come back, bring the kids here. But they'll be with grandma, grandpa, sisters, and brothers. This is such a quiet place out here. So I worry about the kids. There is an elementary school, local elementary school, although most people, I think, bring their kids to Anthem. But damn these things. So many mosquitoes. All right, I've probably made a long enough video. I'll edit this out, and now you are notified. The greatest thing to take out of this, uh, legal immigration is possible. Do things the proper way, and once she gets here, we still have to go to Vegas within 3 months and get hitched. We could go to a courthouse here, but I thought if we do a live wedding in Vegas, maybe getting Elvis at the Whitechapel or something to make it official. That would be. I don't think I've seen any. Well, I guess I've never looked it up, but that might be interesting. Just Marilou seeing the Vegas Strip. That'd be cool. Oh, I should bring her to one of those Cirque du Soleil shows. I went to the one that was kind of risque, or I forget what it was called, but that was pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll end it with a nice view of the mountains. Things are drying up.